I hope the days come easy and the moments pass slow, and each road leads you where you wanna go. And if
Understanding trauma can also help us understand some of our fears, and when we can take ownership of our fears and also some of our the triggers, then we won't always blame other people. We won't always say, well, there's no one out there for me, and I keep hitting these, having these relationships that aren't reciprocating or whatever it is. And it really could be, as Jeff and Kathy are pointing out, it really could be that it's just coming from us, our triggers or our fears. Well, these 3 chapters are all about that, I think.
You feel small when you stand beside the ocean. Whenever one door closes,
I did highlight something. I just wanted to read it. Page number 2. At the very bottom of the page, actually, the last sentence.
Well, I did that. I highlighted that one too. I love it.
Yeah.
Read it to us, Sue.
Living your life with purpose and passion will make you more attractive to others and life more rewarding. And what I liked about this sentence is, this is a dating book, and that does apply to dating, but also when it talks about you will make you more attractive to others, not just dating partners, but people around you, colleagues, friends, family. And I thought that was a really powerful sentence.
Living your life with purpose and passion.
Yeah.
There's always a bright side of every challenge.
Yeah, that's good, Kathy. Thank you.
Brent has his hand raised. So.
Yeah, I want to hear what Brent has to say.
Yeah, I too use my artistic gifts to just escape to a place that is uniquely mine. And I remember for my grandchildren, I did sketches of their baptisms with Christ standing next to them.
Oh, wow.
And
that's amazing.
that was really healing for me, in that when I draw, it's almost like I'm touching their face and so forth. So that whole experience was great, but less of a fun thing for me is exercise. Doing that on a regular basis gets that serotonin in there and it helps me laugh. So honestly,
that's awesome.
Yeah, exercise is a component that has really been
kind of
who I am. Yeah.
Awesome. And Tobias, you're on mute. Okay.
Yeah, I was. That's what I wanted to say as well. Exercise is it's not very creative, but it helps me to balance emotions and so forth. And also music and listening to music and singing with music and singing different kind of types of music, sometimes really sad music. And after that, I need to listen to a bit more uplifting music, and that helps me to more balance. It's not lighting the light inside of me. Maybe I need to be more creative and help me in that way. But yeah, right now it's more about balancing in my life.
So good. Dale, we want to see your face.
I'm having some issues with my camera. I'm sorry. And I didn't get a chance to apologize.
No, it's okay. We'll forgive you this time.
It's a long story.
It's okay.
So I'm going to throw a ball out here, but I'm going to throw a little bit of a curveball.
Okay.
Because I'm wondering how other people are dealing with this.
Yeah.
And that is this whole issue with COVID. It has radically changed the dating scene.
Fighting chance. And if it's cold outside, show the world the warmth of your smile. But more than anything, I hope you dare.
Hear from Ed and Troy, as much as you guys want to share your personal development stories for encouragement, for maybe how easy it is to create this life that you love, and it starts with yourself. self-love, their self-image. So I
Sure.
believe that was my journey, that where I couldn't get anywhere past that.
I hope you dance.
Tobias, right?
Tobias.
If you want to say it right, it's Tobias.
Oh,
That's what I
okay.
thought.
Oh, okay, with his accent. Where are you from?
I'm from Germany.
It's her grandson with this, and he has a perfect book for us to share too. We were joking about.
He
The book-
loves the Three Billy Goat Gruffs and the Troll Under the Bridge. So
Yeah. And how perfect
we're
is that
talking-
for this discussion? The trolls under the bridge, right? I promised them I wouldn't talk negative about this subject because it's not helpful to you guys.
and yet it's not negative to be aware that there are trolls out there. You just gotta be aware of them and not engage.
Yes, thank you for that. Yes, that's so good. Okay, guys. So here's my favorite topic, universal law of attraction. It has everything to do with faith. It's where your thoughts are focused. And so the more specific you can be on this goal that you want to have, you have this end story and you say it over and over. You say it in the morning, you say it at night, you close your eyes, you envision it. And then you trust that, you trust your intuition, and depending on how focused you are on where your spirituality is, or your focus on faith, you focus on whatever the universe, or however you want to look at it, you listen and you watch for inspiration, and you follow the counsel, the guidance, the goals, the thoughts. You'll have impressions about what you can do or should do to make this become a reality. Did you have a question, Bernie, or a comment?
So the vision board is new to me. I always focused on the words that I choose to say, because I feel like words are very powerful, and what you put out kind of generates either a negative or a positive, right?
Yeah.
So I've always focused on words, but now the vision board really intrigued me. So
Good. Yeah. And so having those both together for sure is so powerful. Can you imagine visualizing it, seeing it, and saying it, and how much more powerful that is?
It's not always going to work out every time. It only has to work once.
Right.
And so I think it's important to keep that in mind and not get discouraged.
Yeah.
I have a thought on that. Is
Sure.
that, just like an artist would make some masterpiece, he or she, that person doesn't do that in one day or 1 month or 2 months. Sometimes they work on it and they might spend 16 hours on it, but they put it down and they walk away and then they come back later, right? So maybe relationships are that you're creating something beautiful. So sometimes you have an intense interaction with that relationship and then it cools for a bit. You have to walk away, you come back, and you're building that friendship or building a relationship. It doesn't always mean that it has to be consistent from start to finish. So anyway.
That's so good.
I told her on the first date, look, I like you, and I would like to explore this, but it's going to be a while before I'm ready to be serious with anybody.
Yeah.
Because I'm in this position. And, thank heaven she didn't think, like a lot of people do, oh, please don't even apply for the job if you're not ready to accept it.
Gotta keep my head held high. Hoping you take that jump, you don't feel the fall.
You want to add to the law of attraction, Kathy?
That I think it's a lifetime. It takes a lifetime to learn it. And I'm always reminding myself, oh, I keep focusing on the thing I don't want, and then I'm getting more of it. That's not working for me.
Where you're getting to, I hope you know somebody loves you and wants the same things too. Yeah, this is my wish.
Says says here, I believe that we came to Earth with characteristics that would support our greatest growth. I also believe that we attract dating partners who have the potential to support our greatest growth in marriage and family life. As we learn and become familiar with these characteristics, we are better able to intentionally choose the life we want to create. And I find that's really true.
Okay, what about priorities? That was another thing. Priorities, the order of priorities.
I think it's possible that maybe you do have different priorities on those things, as long as you're not taking that list and applying it with judgment to the other person. I mean, maybe they are less spiritual, or maybe they are more concerned about their kids or whatever, but by just allowing them that, and if you can still connect with them and still have, like, you still matter to them, you're on their priority list somewhere, and as long as they have enough time to do the other things first, but still have time for you, and you for them. I mean, I don't know that those lists have to match.
These personality test goes that you're white and someone's a red. It doesn't really matter if you have a great connection with somebody.
Yeah.
What really matters is, are you being true to who you are, so that the person who you're dating gets to know who you really are, rather than what you're trying to sell them.
Yeah, that's good, Mark. Those some really good points. And I like what you said about maybe the spouse would be priority in some cases, and maybe the children would be priority in some cases.
And to me, it's very important that we can have a partner that allows us to feel that connection with Heavenly Father and to feel His love, and to make room in our hearts to put all the hopes that we need to endure this journey in our life.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, that's so good. He says, pondering the promises made to me under the covenants of Israel, I realized that I was not just looking for a companion. I was anointed to become a king and was looking for my queen, which meant I had limitless power to create, protect, and defend that which is good and holy. That really raises the bar, doesn't it, for who you're looking for?
Yeah, I think that's a great statement. But in order for you to look for your queen and find your queen, you need to actually be the king first.
Your dreams stay big, your worries stay small. You never need to carry more than you can.
Anyway, on page 170, and this is one reason I joined this group, joined your Thriving Singles Scene and Jeff and Kathy's Love in Later Years, because I want to surround myself by positive people who are looking to progress in their life, right?
Yeah.
And so on page 170, Kathy says, I wanted a partner who chose to see the best in people and was mature enough to have a bigger perspective than his own pain. Next paragraph.
I like that.
I know. Positivity is an attractive quality to develop, and then watch and see what positive people show up in your life.
Yeah.
And, I joined these two groups before I read this book, right? But like I look at all of you, and like the first dinner that Jeff and Kathy put on, and there were so many people there that I met positive people, and I'm actually going to be going to lunch with a couple of them in a few weeks. And when you put out good energy and positive vibes, those kind of people come into your life, whether they're men or women, I don't know. But anyway, I really like that. Before we ended, I wanted to get that in there, what Kathy had to say about it.
Perfect.
Promise me that you'll give faith a fighting chance. And if it's cold outside, show the world the warmth of your smile.
Jeff and Kathy shared a lot of fun ideas. Their favorite date ideas were awesome. I actually highlighted quite a bit, and I might actually, you know what I might do is just type these all up and post them in the Facebook group. These are some of fun ideas that Kathy and Jeff shared in their book. I also posted, I think it was 71 great ideas for first dates, for creative ideas. And that's fun too. Just have fun. Kathy's perspective of dating, I want to adopt it. Is that it's just fun. And Jeff too, it's just fun to meet people. It's fun to and Sue, oh my gosh, Sue, I have forgotten about this. I don't want to embarrass you. She has a great perspective of it as well. Sue loves to hear people's stories. That's why she just wants to go out and meet some people and hear their stories. And there will be stories that she will love, and she'll say, I want to learn more. And he will say, I think we have a lot in common. And it clicks somehow. But Sue is like our poster child for dating right now. She's dating, like she could date. The last time I talked to her last week, she had been on 8 dates that week. 8. Like she goes for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and dessert, and hot chocolate, and I love it. She's awesome. So I'm sorry, Sue. I know I'm embarrassing you.
That was rare. That was a rare week.
No, well, since you were divorced, she's been on 100 dates.
Still feel small when you stand beside the ocean.
I'll just share my personal piece on this, and how it really changed my whole perspective of dating. And it's interesting how you can read a book and it can just really change your life. This is the effect that this book has had on me. And I do have tissues in case I need them. So let me first tell you where I was, and then I'll tell you what the chapters are about and what I got out of them. That might be the easiest way. I was married for 13 years. And then when I got divorced, my perspective initially was, I don't care if I never date again. I really was fine with not dating. I was happy, maybe happier than I had been in a long time. There were a lot of things about our marriage that I loved, a lot of things about our relationship that I loved. We had some great memories. We did some traveling and had a lot of fun together. But overall, my experience of marriage was not the best. I had that belief that, I've served my time. I was reading these chapters. I did the courtship and the law of attraction. I created for myself a vision of this ideal relationship. I had a very specific description of what I was looking for. So at this time in my life, I had not been dating anyone. But close around that time, there was someone who reached out to me, and I was doing this law of attraction, and I was full of faith, and my intention was focused on finding this person. So I met someone. He fit the description to a T and more. I felt like this person was everything I had always wanted. Our relationship was, I was more connected with this person than I ever had been with anyone, male or female. This relationship gave me everything that I had hoped for, that I'm looking for. And even though it didn't end up the way that I hoped that it would, it told me that this is possible. And it was in correlation. I give credit to the Intentional Courtship book and the things I was learning.
Mary, I love how you twisted that into a positive, rather than this journey didn't end up where I was hoping. And so, but you saw that you kept going on your journey. You still are, and saw it as something that showed you that you can build those things and increase what you're looking for, rather than this didn't turn into what I wanted. And so does this, it could have felt negative, but you turned it into that positive and saw the growth in it. So
and I'll be honest, it's heartbreaking. It still hurt for days. I was really depressed, really, to be honest. I was really heartbroken. So it was all these chapters put together really at the right timing for me in this whole experience. And I believe that God, for me, used this book and the Tykers, and that overall hope that just streams through every chapter. Every suggestion and insight that they share is about hope. My soul was anchored to that hope because of them. So like you said, Barbara, I think that's why I was able to hold on to that hope, instead of saying, I could have, if I wasn't doing this work and I wasn't focusing on intentional courtship, I really likely would have said, yeah, this dating really sucks. I didn't want to do it in the first place. I'm not doing this again. So anyway, I didn't do that because I was anchored to that hope.
Whenever one door closes, I hope one more opens. Promise me that you'll give faith a fighting chance.
The Tykert shared a chapter with me before they even published their book. It was your children's role in your dating life.
Oh.
And that's because I asked them, when should I introduce my daughter to this new person? And so they sent me that chapter, and it was so insightful. They don't give advice, but they give you options. They say, consider this or this, what is best for your child. And the advice that I took from it is, there's my right there, is to give them the option. If they're old enough and mature enough, tell them, like, have a conversation. I'm going to be dating and I'm eventually going to get married. And so do you want to be a part of these friendships, or do you want me to introduce you to the man that I ultimately choose to marry? And she said, I want to build these friendships with you. So that was the route we took with him. And he was fine with that as well. He had a different approach for his children, which is perfect. You just have to you have to do your own thing for your own kids. And so she spent a lot of time with them. I told her the person that I ultimately end up with will be rewarding for all of us. It's not going to be, we're not replacing your dad. So it's that's the conversation that we've had. And that's what she got with this person that I dated. She loved him. She enjoyed the time that they spent. He was more playful with her than I am. So she loved that. And anyway, so that's great memories. She got to see a person that respects me. She got to see how happy I am in a relationship that is healthy. So I think that was a bonus too.
On the other side,
there's hope, and then there's just intention, and together with those all connected, the hope and the intentional courting, and keeping your thoughts positive, then you're going to have what you're looking for.
I did it all.
Thank you, Kathy and Jeff, for writing this amazing book, and for your hope that really is helping us to anchor ourselves and our hearts in that hope. Intentional courtship. I wasn't there. I wasn't when I started reading this book, and who knows why I felt inspired to do this book club. It had to have been inspiration, because I wasn't interested in it as much as I knew I should have been. So I told her that I've told them both that there were times when I wasn't super excited about the conversations that we were going to have in our book club. I wasn't in line with that hope that they offer. It was more like, yeah, whatever kind of attitude, So it was really good for me. All the chapters were great. It changed my life, to be honest. That sounds so cliche, but it changed my dating experience for sure. And then having the dating experience that was right in line with the things that you teach was also a teacher for me, an opportunity for me to learn and grow. So thanks, you guys.